Hi everyone, it's Tatiana from Twice Upon a Treasure. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about rooting Hoyas in just perlite alone. And I wanted to show you guys the result of that little experiment I did. And I have rooted other plants as well in just perlite alone. I had done another video on that regarding some plumeria cuttings that I rooted in just perlite alone, and it worked fantastic. So I went ahead and decided, well, let me try this with one of my Hoya plants, the Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen, I believe it's called. It's a beautiful plant. So I took lots of cuttings, and you know, I mixed some with soil and perlite, and then some just with perlite alone. And then so today I'm actually replanting them, and so I was checking up on them and actually discovered that the ones with just perlite alone did actually root, and they actually have new growth. So I wanted to show you guys that. So what I did is I just put them in a little, I recycle everything. There's no need, you know, to buy containers and stuff. You can just use, you know, like old water bottles, if you have those around, or old juice bottles or whatever. So I had taken some cuttings from my Hoya plant, and what I did is I just, you know, cut up a water bottle. I had poked some holes on the bottom, and I just put perlite in them. And from looking at the container, you can actually see some roots, and hopefully you can see that. But right here you can see like a little green, I apologize if you can't see well, but we'll go ahead and pull it out and see how it did. But this little leaf here is new growth. That was not there when I originally planted it in here. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of squish it around gently, you know, because I don't want to damage the roots. And we will just kind of gently pull it out. And in this container, I had actually put a couple cuttings in one because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. So I just figured, oh, let me just stick a couple in there. So as you can see right there, it actually rooted perfectly fine in just perlite. And hopefully you can see there all those roots. Those are all roots. When I had put it in here, all it had, you know, it had this one leaf here. But this leaf right here is clearly, I apologize here for the view. This leaf here is clearly new growth. And it was kind of squished in there just because of the size of the you know, the cup, the sides of it were kind of squishing it. But that is new growth just from being in perlite. And when I planted it, I gave it a good watering, and then I definitely didn't overwater it, if I remember correctly. I just checked it. I think the first maybe couple weeks you do want to make sure, you know, that it's kind of moist, but definitely not overwatered. And then after that, I probably watered it once a week, I would say. And see those roots? I mean, those roots are great. So that's one of them. So I'll put it in here because I'm actually going to plant it today. And then this is the other little cutting I had put in there. Now, when I had originally stuck this in here, it was a little stem and this leaf here. But this little one here is also new growth. But you can definitely successfully root plants in just perlite alone. I'm not a fan of rooting them in water. I just don't prefer it that way. I know people love doing it that way, but I personally have always either just stuck it in soil with perlite. I mix all of my soil for all of my plants, always with perlite. I always add little pebbles on the bottom. I make sure they have holes. If you're not an experienced gardener, definitely make sure they have drainage holes. But I must say, I have many plants in pots without drainage holes, and they have been fine, as long as, you know, you just don't overwater them. So I always, you know, make sure to put pebbles on the bottom. I always mix my soil with perlite. And for some of those plants, such as Hoyas, well, yeah, that's one main example. Hoyas, definitely, they like some type of, I cannot think of the name right now, but like orchid bark, like orchid mix as well in there. So what I do for my Hoyas, I'll put soil, perlite, and then orchid mixture in there as well, because that's the type of medium that they like to be in. So I just wanted to show you guys that you know, you can be successful rooting them in just in perlite. And I have also rooted some cuttings in water, but I rarely ever do that. Like I said, my preferred method is straight in soil and perlite, or just perlite alone. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, please leave your comments on the bottom. You can follow me at Instagram at Twice Upon a Treasure. I also have an eBay store where I sell lots of plants, a lot of succulents mainly, but a lot of rare little plants. So you can, you know, feel free to visit my store. It's called Twice Upon a Treasure. And please leave any comments below, and I will definitely try to answer them. Thank you very much, and have a great day.